I've been saying it for a while.
Yes, you have.
I've been saying that I think Elon Musk believes he's president.
Did you know Elon Musk actually brought a printed tweet to court as evidence against Whoopi Goldberg? The billionaire waved it in the air shouting, "I have the receipts," while Whoopi rolled her eyes so hard they nearly fell out of her head. This isn't just another celebrity slap fight, folks.
I do.
Well, you've been calling him vice president.
I've called him vice president. I called him president.
What happened next shocked even the judge. When Musk tried to explain how Whoopi was part of the woke mind virus conspiracy, the courtroom erupted in chaos that might change how rich guys can use their platforms forever. Did you know Elon Musk spends more time fighting on Twitter than he does fixing those exploding Teslas? The world's richest man with access to rocket ships somehow can't resist getting into petty keyboard wars. It's like watching a toddler with a platinum credit card. This whole drama kicked off when Whoopi Goldberg had the audacity to criticize Musk's $44 billion Twitter purchase on The View. She wasn't having any of his social media shenanigans, telling her audience, "I don't know what he's trying to do, but it's not helping anyone."
Hey, you know who? Stay away from the stairways.
Twitter used to be a place where we could have real discussions, but now it's just chaos. Ouch, that's gotta sting when you've dropped more money on a website than some country's entire GDP. But Whoopi was just warming up. She took aim at Musk's brilliant business plan of charging people $8 for blue verification checkmarks. You know, the genius scheme that immediately led to fake accounts pretending to be major corporations and celebrities. Goldberg called it what it was: a system facilitating impersonation. She also didn't hold back about his management style, describing his mass firings of Twitter employees as reckless and heartless. I guess firing thousands of people right before the holidays doesn't win you any humanitarian awards. The real kicker came when Whoopi addressed the suspensions of journalists who dared to report on Musk's activities. In what might be the quote that launched 1,000 lawyer billable hours, Goldberg declared, "This is not free speech, this is censorship." Apparently, for the self-proclaimed free speech absolutist, free speech only applies when you're not talking about him. Now, how does a super genius billionaire respond to criticism? With maturity and thoughtful reflection? Of course not. Musk went into full conspiracy mode, tweeting cryptically, "Some people pretend to be moral voices but are really just defending their own interests." He didn't name Whoopi directly, but subtle isn't exactly Elon's middle name. The internet immediately connected the dots, and the Musk versus Goldberg battle was officially underway. Then came the tweet that really set the internet on fire. Musk dramatically declared, "I have the receipt," which is basically rich person code for "I'm about to end someone's career." This four-word bombshell sent social media into a complete meltdown, with everyone wondering what kind of dirt the SpaceX founder might have on the Sister Act star. Twitter detectives were analyzing every word Whoopi had ever said, looking for clues about what these mysterious receipts might contain. Instead of clarifying or, just moving on with his incredibly privileged life, Musk went silent. Well, silent about Whoopi anyway. He still had plenty of time to post memes and complain about wokeness. Behind the scenes, though, he was assembling a legal team faster than he puts together those Teslas that occasionally catch fire. Nothing says, "I'm secure in my beliefs," like threatening to unleash a battalion of high-priced attorneys on someone who criticized you on a daytime talk show. What started as a Twitter spat was now transforming into potential courtroom drama. All because a billionaire's feelings got hurt when someone suggested that maybe, just maybe, his handling of a major social media platform wasn't perfect. It's almost as if having more money than God doesn't automatically make you good at running a social media company or handling criticism. Behind all the Twitter drama and legal threats lies the real battle that nobody's talking about. This isn't just Elon versus Whoopi. It's a full-blown war over who gets to control what Americans see and hear. When Tucker Carlson jumped in to defend Musk while major sponsors of The View started getting nervous, the celebrity spat transformed into something far more serious. Let's be honest, this whole mess represents a much bigger ideological cage match. In one corner, we have tech billionaires who bought their way into controlling global conversations. In the other, we have traditional media figures trying to hold on to their remaining influence. It's not about hurt feelings anymore. It's about who gets the final say on what counts as acceptable speech in America. Isn't it weird how the self-proclaimed champion of free speech, Musk, gets super triggered whenever journalists do their job and report on him critically? The same guy who promised to make Twitter a free speech paradise somehow forgot that free speech includes people saying things he doesn't like. Every time someone criticizes him, he doesn't engage with the substance. Instead, he frames it as some shadowy, organized campaign against him. Poor billionaire. always the victim. As this feud heated up, the strangest bedfellows started emerging. Tucker Carlson publicly jumped to Musk's defense, claiming that Goldberg and others with similar views were just pretending to support free speech while actually trying to control the narrative. Meanwhile, mainstream media personalities rallied behind Whoopi, turning what started as a personal dispute into a proxy war between Silicon Valley and traditional media establishments. Social media platforms quickly became the battleground where this war played out. Hashtags like #Team Elon and #Stand with Whoopi trended for days, with users picking sides in a battle that was growing far beyond the original Twitter spat. Behind the scenes, things got even more interesting. Major brands like L'Oreal and Procter & Gamble, who sponsor The View, started expressing concerns about the potential damage to their reputations from being associated with this high-profile feud. But here's where Musk's big legal threats start to look less scary and more like expensive posturing. If he actually tried to sue Goldberg, he'd face a massive uphill battle thanks to a little thing called actual malice. This legal concept makes it incredibly difficult for public figures to win defamation cases in America. Basically, Musk would need to prove that Goldberg knew what she was saying was false, or showed a reckless disregard for the truth. That's a ridiculously high bar to clear, which is exactly how our system is designed to protect free speech. Musk's supporters argue that if he has hard evidence Goldberg spread false information that damaged him or his company, he could still file a lawsuit. But legal experts keep pointing out that the burden of proof would be on Musk, and proving actual malice is notoriously difficult. Even with all his billions, winning such a case would be harder than landing a rocket on Mars. And Musk knows all about how difficult that is. And that's the uncomfortable truth this whole saga exposes. Billionaires can use legal threats to try silencing critics while simultaneously positioning themselves as defenders of free expression. It costs someone like Musk nothing to assemble a terrifying legal team that could financially ruin an ordinary person. Even though Goldberg has her own resources, the threat alone sends a chilling message to anyone else thinking about criticizing the world's richest man. Think twice before you speak, or I'll bury you in legal bills. This case perfectly illustrates the hypocrisy of tech bros who claim to champion free speech only when it serves their interests. They build platforms allegedly dedicated to open discourse, then use their massive wealth and power to intimidate critics into silence. It's free speech for me, but not for thee. Especially if the thee is pointing out problems with how I run my $44 billion social media playground. So what started as celebrity drama is heading towards something way more serious. Legal experts are warning that if Musk actually sues Goldberg, we could see one of the most watched media lawsuits ever. And not in a good way. It could create this chilling effect where journalists and commentators think twice before criticizing billionaires with legal armies at their disposal. The real danger isn't whether Musk wins in court. It's the message he's sending to everyone watching. Criticize me, and I'll make your life miserable. Kind of weird how the self-proclaimed free speech absolutist turns into lawsuit happy? Elon II, someone freely speaks about him, right? This isn't just about Elon's fragile ego anymore. It's about whether the ultra-rich get to decide what counts as acceptable criticism in public discourse. Next time a tech bro tweets about defending free speech, just remember how fast they reach for their lawyers when that speech is aimed at them.